Hey, Shalom Akim. This is Yabatazah coming back with another video. Want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone. Much love and respect to you brothers out there doing the work in sincerity and truth, feeding the hopeful elect. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Waha, Rakah Kwadash Barakatam Akim. Alright, I'm coming back with another video this evening. Just going into the topic about being charitable and brotherly love and the brotherhood, and not holding hand in hand with the wicked or this world, okay? And that's a defense in itself to combat against getting low on the spirit, feeling guilty, so you got to take heed to the things that are written in the scriptures, not just prophecy or finding things out about the so-called white man Esau. You got to know how important it is to fellowship with your fellow believers, the house of the Most High. All right, the house of God, the household of the Most High, which is us brothers. We build up the house of Yahweh Shai. All right, so I'm going to start off with Hebrews 10 and all the way down. It says, Hebrews 10 and 22, let us draw near with a true heart and full assurance of faith, having our hearts sprinkled from an evil conscience and our bodies washed with pure water. Let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering. And that word wavering there means doubt. Without any doubt. For he is faithful that promised. And let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works. And that's our job. We're obligated to provoke each other to doing good works. Making videos, getting out to the highways and the byways, doing the things that are necessary in the eyes of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, which is going to be in return a blessed upon you. And ultimately you will be accounted amongst that number of the elect. But you have to do everything that lieth in you, your mind, soul, and strength, man. You got to apply yourself. All right. So that's our job, is to provoke each other to love and to good works, not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together, as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, as so much the more as you see the day approaching. This is not about just getting this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, man. Okay, it's not just, okay, well, I learned something, I know what's up, I know what the Bible's talking about now. Now I can just do my thing. No, man, you're actually in the body. You're at this time, once you start hearing this truth and you're believing it, you're being brought into a fold. You're being brought in a part of a house and a part of an establishment. Okay, this is not no college or some type of educational system where you come and get your certificate and degree and whatever you learned, and then you go out and you just do whatever as you will with it. You know what I'm saying? With this truth, there's an obligation what you got to do with it, and how you function yourself within the body. All right, you got brothers out here you fellowship with. You separate yourself from the world, which makes you holy, because you're called into this thing which is holy, man. Okay, the word holy means to be separated. But there be some that forsake the assembly of ourselves. They forsake the church, because the word church in the Latin is iglesia, which means to call out. It's not no building, a physical building. It's actual body of people that are being called to a certain area, or being called out to, as a prophet or a preacher would do. So you assemble yourselves together, you gather together, and you fellowship, okay, and exhorting one another as so much the more as you see the day approaching. Making videos for the Akim, building up their spirit, because that's what this is about, to edify one another. All right, this is Romans 15 and 1. Ye then that are strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak, and not to please ourselves. Let every one of us please his neighbor for his good to edification. So that's our job, man. Our job is to lift up the brothers, the younger brothers, and strengthen them, increase them with the power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, Lord willing, through this word, to do the things that are necessary, man. Doing the work, doing the first works, not being in the world, not continuing doing the things of the world that you were doing before, fellowshipping with 2/3. You know, it's not about that no more, man. It's about the brotherhood once you come into this thing. All right, let me type in this real quick. All right, 1 Peter 2:17, it says, honor all men, love the brotherhood, fear Yahweh, honor the king. Okay, so this is what it's about. It's about the brotherhood. So before I go any further, let me go ahead and go to 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 12. It says, for now you see through a glass, darkly, but then face to face. So at one time, you would look through that glass, and it was just dark, man. You know, it was all dirty, and you couldn't really see on the other side. You didn't know, what was going on. You were just wandering about in a dark world, in your own mind, and full of darkness. But then face to face, now you're being able to see the reality. You're starting to see who you are as a person. You're starting to see other individual people. All right? You're starting to understand things more clear. All right? Because when you come into this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, you become a newborn babe, a new creature, and you put off the old man. All right? That means you cut away the things that are unnecessary to your salvation, that could be a detrimental to your salvation. Hanging around with 2/3, doing a hobby, or spending too much time with your woman, or you know what I'm saying. You have all these things that you're putting before the word and the Lord. Now you see it face to face. There's no excuse anymore. All right, it says, now I know in part. Right, you know in part, but then shall I know, even as I am known. All right, and the Lord will increase your learning. All right, help you to, oh man, Salakia for that. The Lord will help you to increase your learning. All right, verse 13, and now abideth faith, hope, charity, these three, but the greatest of these is charity. So let's look up that word charity. Even though faith is very important, it's very important, but charity is very important as well. All right, it's the Greek word agape. In the outline of biblical usage, it says affection, goodwill, love, benevolence, brotherly love. All right, so that's what charity is to have affection and to be brotherly. All right, what did Yahweh Shai tell us to do? Let's go over here to John 13 and 34. All right, John 13 and 34 and 35, it says, a new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another, as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. By this shall all men know that you are my disciples, if you have love if ye have love one to another. All right, so this is a commandment. All right, we can't forsake the assembly of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, the body of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. We have to edify one another, exhort each other as we see the day approaching. What day is that? The destruction of this kingdom. Because this word, all right, and charity is what's going to deliver you, along with your faith and your works, man. Charity is very important. Okay, so let me go to verse 15. Start at verse 12 and 15. It says, this is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. And you want to still hang on to the world, or certain individuals in the world, when you know they don't love you. How do you know that they don't love you? Because they ain't following the law, statutes, and commandments. This word is a measuring stick. This word is our foreseer, the main prophet, which is Yahweh Shai, who gives us the ability to see inside the hearts of men, women, children, mothers, fathers, to see who they really about. All right, it says, this is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. And it's talking about the brotherhood. All right, the ones that are fellowshipping right along with you. Okay, let me bring this one out here in the book of the Apocrypha, in 2nd Esdras chapter 8 verse 51. It says, but understand thou for thyself, and seek out the glory for such as be like thee. You see, and there's a lot of brothers that are like us, and we have to stick together, man, because we are all we have. All right, everybody else is considered counterfeits. Why? Because they don't follow after Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. They don't have the love of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai in their hearts. They honor the Lord with their mouth and you can't be tricked to that. You have to test the spirits by the test the spirits by the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, which is the word. All right. It says, "This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Ye are my friends if you do whatsoever I command you. Henceforth I call you not servants, for the servants knoweth not what his Lord doeth, but I have called you friends. For all things have I heard of my Father, and I have made known unto you." All right. So you're given the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. So therefore you are made into a holy priesthood, man. You're as lively stones, and you are commanded to separate yourself from the ways of darkness, because Yahweh Shai called you out of darkness, man. All right, into his marvelous light. All right. Let me see this. Darkness. I know it's in Peter's, but I don't want to. Let me look for it right here. Let's see. Right there. 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 9. It says, "But you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and a holy nation, a peculiar people, that you should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light." All right. Which in time past were not a people, but are now the people of the Most High. Yasha'Allah, a prince of power, which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy. The dearly beloved, I beseech you as strangers and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lust, which war against the soul, having your conversation honest among the Gentiles, that whereas they speak against you as an evildoer, they may by your good works, which they shall behold, glorify God in the day of visitation. All right. So point is that you are a chosen generation and a holy nation, which a holy nation, the word holy means to be separate. A royal priesthood and peculiar people. All right. That was called out of darkness into his marvelous light, man. You know, so you can't forsake the assembly of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay. The world would destroy you, man. All right. You don't want to be caught out there with the world. You don't want to be out there being friends with the world, like it says in James chapter 4 verse 4. All right. So from there, let me go to 1 Peter chapter 4 and start at verse 7. It says, "But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober, and watch unto prayer. And above all things have fervent charity among yourselves, for charity shall cover the multitude of sins." Being around 2/3 and being around your family too much, that anything that's outside of the truth is going to dwindle you, man. It's going to quench your spirit. All right. It's going to bring you low. You know, you're going to be more susceptible to demons. When you're around brothers, you're conversant. You know, you're asking questions. You're doing what you're supposed to do, showing yourself that you're hungry for this truth. That's what's gonna keep you abroad, man. It's gonna keep you afloat. All right. But charity shall cover the multitude of sins, because that's a major part in the spectrum of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Is brotherly love. All right. It's not just having this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, because just having that is not enough. All right. It's not enough. All right. Use hospitality one to another without grudging. As every man hath received a gift, even so minister the same one to another, as good stewards of the manifold grace of the Most High. See, and that's plain. You know what I'm saying? That's plain, because it says, even so minister the same one to another, pursuing back to Hebrews chapter 10, what I read. All right. Exhorting each other as we see the day approaching. All right. Provoking each other to love and to good works. All right. Using hospitality to without grudging. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and end it with this here in Malachi chapter 3 and verse 16. "Then they that fear the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it, and a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord, and that thought upon his name. They shall be mine, saith the Lord of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spareth his own son that serveth them. Then shall you return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth the Most High and him that serveth him not." So the Lord telling us here that in the book of Malachi 3 and 16, that those that feared the Lord spake often one to another, not spoke often to the 2/3, you know, and forsook the assembly of the Most High of ourselves. You know, we were conversant, we were proactive, we were busy in that aspect of following Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, it's not just a little thing that goes on. This is a serious thing, man, and you have to take heed to that. You know, so it'll behoove you to listen, hearken, as the scripture has said, in order to make your calling and election sure, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's it. That's all I wanted to bring out, man. You know, stay strong, keep doing what you got to do, keep studying. You know, be faithful. You know, be sincere. You know, and not forsaking the body, not forsaking the brotherhood, man. You know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do, man. Put yourself out there, man. Get your feet wet. You know, I mean, your feet are already wet, but you know what I'm saying? Take that next step. You know, watch the live shows, make videos. You know, get your you know, your thing up. You know, step your game up. You know, so to speak. So I want to leave it with that. I hope it was edifying to you brothers out there that are first, you know, fairly new into this thing of ours, following Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the true doctrine under the apostles of Great Millstone. So I'm gonna leave it with that. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.